In December 2022, the United Kingdom's Ministry of Defense hired Palantir to modernize their army, to modernize their military. Not a specific one thing, but in general, a massive overhaul. They did this in contracting them for a massive $75 million over the course of 3 years. Why would they do this? One main reason is because what's currently happening in Ukraine, between Ukraine and Russia. Although they are having an actual physical war, there is a second war that's being fought, which is a proxy war between the West and the East. There is also a third war right now that's being fought, and this is the war of data and data integration into your military. And what can you do more of with less? And data is what allows you to do more with less. Data, as per Bank of America analysts, is the new ammunition of modern warfare. And if data is the new ammunition of modern day warfare, well then Palantir is a motherfucking nuclear bomb. Palantir is starting to be integrated into many different militaries that maybe would not have used Palantir before what's happening now. Now, whether you agree or disagree, whether you think one side or the other side is winning, we can all agree on one thing. Both sides, the West and the East, said that Ukraine was supposed to fall in 3 days. But over a year later, Ukraine is still standing. And one underlying piece of technology undoubtedly is the use of Palantir Gotham. No, not just the use of Palantir is what's making Ukraine stand, but it is a huge, huge part of this combat. In coordination using Palantir Gotham, Ukrainians have an entire logistics map, and they can actually use data in the most efficient possible way. Well, now militaries are starting to understand the power of Palantir, the same thing that we've been knowing for quite a while, and militaries are starting to be proactive instead of reactive. And I believe this is what happened with the United Kingdoms. They paid $75 million for a 3-year contract, which I do believe is going to be extended and increased. And in doing so, they are modernizing their military. In a moment, I'm going to play you a clip. The clip is of Caroline Bellamy. Caroline Bellamy is a chief data officer, and she is a consultant to the Ministry of Defense. It's a quick 5-minute video where she talks about modernizing data, modernizing warfare, modernizing the United Kingdom's military. Before I do, I want to read you this quick clip back in December where it explains this massive $75 million 3-year contract with Palantir Gotham and the Ministry of Defense in the United Kingdoms. Before I do, understand there are going to be many countries that are going to be adopting Palantir's technology because it is evident that it is useful. For all the clowns that keep making fun of Palantir that we are a meme, if we are a meme, why are governments spending tens of millions and hundreds of millions of dollars on our technology? When's the last time a government paid $75 million to Bed Bath & Beyond? When's the last time a government gave Impact Level 6 clearance to AMC theaters? It doesn't happen because there's a difference between Palantir and those stocks. Palantir you call a meme, but most certainly they are not a meme. They are of the highest importance in both domestic and abroad security across the entire globe. Whether you want to recognize it or not, or whether you're being ignorant and naive and don't understand that they do what they say they do. Let me read you this article really fast. UK Ministry of Defense awards Palantir a £75 million enterprise agreement worth £75 million over 3 years. The partnership will support the MOD's digital transformation as it becomes a world-leading agile force of the future, spearheaded by the Defense Digital and powered by Palantir. The digital transformation will see the MOD treat data as a strategic asset, harnessing its power to deliver superior military advantage and greater efficiency across the enterprise from headquarters to the front lines. This partnership aims to accelerate defense digital ambitious vision of where the UK needs to be by 2030, providing secure access to the data across all operational domains, top-level budgets, and UK Armed Forces bases. I just wanted to read you a quick clip of this contract that Palantir won. Now listen to Caroline explain what this contract is actually doing for the Ministry of Defense in the United Kingdoms. You needed to listen to everything that I just said. Maybe if you want to go back and replay everything I said to really grasp and understand and really fine comb through the details that Caroline is about to talk about in the next 5 minutes. And pay close attention to all the computers in the background and understand what software they're using in order to demonstrate everything that she's saying. Thank you so much. And don't forget, keep it clean in between because hygiene is very important.
Data has historically been a conversation that's always, oh, now we want to do something with our data. Now we want to use it. I can't get it as easily as I'd hoped to, or I can't use it, but why is that? Part of that is also making sure that right at the beginning of our conversations on building new technology capabilities and designing innovative ways of working or military operation, that we involve the data consideration right at the beginning of the conversation. So part of our approach in 2022 was to make sure that we had enough skill and enough seats at the table. A great example of what we're also delivering is a new approach, and I'm really proud of this one. This is developing and building on our enterprise data platforms and architectures, and moving towards offering defense a data fabric approach. What does that mean? It is a software approach to making sure that data can be available where and when it's needed. We're going to get after enabling by making sure we put digital transformation at the very heart of what we do. We're going to do that through a really clear, transparent plan that everybody can see. What are we going to do by when? And that's particularly important to our military operations and our delivery capabilities. We're going to be embedding data professionals in programs. We're building new data skills, learning and career pathways. They are part of our wider digital skills for defense program, that's specifically focused on the use, management, curation, governance, and ensuring the quality and security of our data. And we're not only doing that inside defense, we're also working with that data community across wider government and with industry. And that will help us really attract and retain the right kind of talent that we need. So we're getting after that by making sure we're developing really clear and coherent career pathways on data. So specific learning packages and development packages on how to use data, how to manage, govern, curate data, how to work with it. Also giving our people insight into the careers that they might have with our data. Yes, we have algorithms and we deliver on AI capabilities, but the human is still in the loop. We're still making our own decisions. So core to our enablers this year is going to be partnering with our functions. What do I mean by that? It's really driving forward and supporting the work with our HR, finance, commercial work, making sure that the data for those programs and the digital delivery into those programs is effective and where it's needed. Some good examples of specifically the ones we're going to be working on this year: business modernization for support. We're also partnering on medical programs, on nuclear and military operational programs. So delivery this year is about the team getting out there, partnering with programs, sitting in those programs, training those programs, making sure they have access and awareness of the technology that they're going to be able to exploit, and that we are building that technology at the right pace in the right order. We will continue this year to make sure we're supporting all of our military operations, our exercises with partners and allies, nationally and internationally. And of course, we will be continuing to offer our support into the Ukraine situation. And in addition to continuing and accelerating those deliverables, we're also going to be upping even more focus on relationships with partners and allies. And in fact, it was incredible this morning to hear feedback from our US colleagues that the relationship on digital and data has never been as close as it is now. And we're going to continue to build on that, because through that, we will drive greater pace and delivery for our mission and our people. What does the future look like in 4 years? I think it looks fantastic. What I hope for and what we will achieve is getting data at the fingertips of everybody, it not being complicated, and actually it being inspirational, us being a destination employer. I'll give some real user examples. We've got an operator on a platform, a ship, a plane. Instead of hesitating over their decision, they don't need to hesitate. The data they need is at their fingertips. They're trained, they're skilled. They know they've got new people joining the organization. They know they've got a career ahead of them. It's easy, it's trusted, it's accessible. It's just part of what we do.